Hello, everyone. This is Kay,
And Samantha,
and welcome back to another episode of A
a
Brunch
brunch
Session.
session. All right, girl. How was your week?
Well, first and foremost, the first month of July,
Oh, yeah.
so feeling really good. My week was amazing because school ended. Today was
Oh, school's
last class.
what?
Yeah, for summer semester, I am done with summer. Thank the Lord because I was getting really, really tired of this semester. I don't know what it was, but this semester has really been a joke.
Mm.
And a lot of girls in my program, all this week, the school finally sent out a meeting update that they were going to have classes remote for fall, and everybody in the group chat was going ham.
I bet.
Like ham. Like we should not be paying tuition at full price. We can't use any of the amenities, and we need to sign this petition. And within like 3.5 seconds, it was a petition up. One thing about one thing about white people, and this is no shade, but white people will have a petition started up, 500 signatures by the end of the day.
That is true.
You like, damn, like where you get all these people from? Well, Tommy knows so and so and so and so knows so and so. So we got this
Mm-hmm.
amount of signatures, and you need to sign too. And it's like,
Might as well.
okay. So I was reading everything, and I text my fellow Black cohort because we do this when we text each other. But really, I text her, and I'm like, "Girl, go to the group chat." And we don't. It's not that we're laughing at them, but it's just
Y'all laughing at them.
we're laughing at it.
Okay.
We're
Uh-huh.
laughing at the situations because, like I said, this petition was up. It
Mm.
was like two messages, and it was like, "Here goes the petition. What can I change?" I'm like, bruh, like we literally just got the email the day of, and the petition had already started. I didn't sign yet, but
Are
I
you
did
serious?
see it. Well, it was a lot, and I needed time to process. They were sending emails, they were sending pictures of their emails in the group chat. It was a lot. I mean, it was nice to see them band together,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just, it all happened so quickly. The email got sent to us by the program coordinator. Petition was up, people were mad, emails were sent, and I feel like all this happened within like a 2 hour period. And I
They
was
move
just
real
like,
quick.
that's a lot, and I'm busy right now doing nothing, but I was still busy.
I,
But
I ain't gonna question it. I'm not.
but that was basically my week: petitions and angry people in group chats. What about you?
Um, I've been sick. I have been sick, unfortunately. My last day in Palm Beach, I went out with a friend, and that friend was around people that had COVID, and I did not know. And so when I got up to Atlanta, I was feeling sick. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't taste anything. And now I'm coughing and I'm sneezing and I'm stuffy. So I may have it. I don't know. I just know that I'm sick with the flu. So I haven't been really leaving the house lately. My sister's with me, so we've been like really social distancing, but there goes that. The good thing about being sick is because like Atlanta's open. So, I do feel the pressures of wanting to be
Very.
out and things like that. I have common sense to know I shouldn't be out, so I'm not. But it's like when you know something's open, shoot, why not? So right now I've just been really focusing on things at home, which kind of really brings me to my first topic slash I need some advice. All right, so I've had I'm the type of person, my mindset is like always on 30 when it comes down to ideas. I always have new things that I want to start doing. So right now, I've had this idea for the past, I've had this idea since 2019. And so when 2020 happened, I finally started implementing it, but I never really did a lot with it. And so the reason I never wanted to fully invest too much time into it is because I have a friend that does the same exact thing. And with this friend, it was a group of us, and we kind of spoke about what it is that we're trying to do in this time frame where we start our own businesses. Mine was something not totally different. It was in the same field, but it was a different type of product. And then the rest of them had their own. And the fact that me and that person had that conversation, I already knew forefront what their process was, what they were trying, not to say exactly what they were going to do with it, but I already knew, the big thing. I knew their whole product, what they wanted to sell.
Yeah.
And so now I'm basically wanting to do the same thing. And I've been questioning on if I should let them know, because the way people are set up now, it's like, regardless of how many people are doing the same thing, if you know somebody doing a certain thing, you kind of assume they're copying you. And I don't want her to think I'm copying her, because my interest wasn't because of her. My interest was because I've always been interested in it. I just never took the time to do it. Now that me and you have had this conversation and I know you're doing it, I know if I started, you're probably going to feel as though I'm doing it because you started it or you're doing it. So I'm like, maybe I should talk to her about it and let her know that I'm really considering starting this, or if I should just kind of do me, because it's not to say I'm trying to do the same brand deal. I'm trying to steal her ideas and market and all that stuff the same way as her. It's just the main product. It's the same main product. So I've been questioning on if I should talk to her about it or if I should just kind of let it be. Do me.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the main thing you said was friend. If a person is a friend and you are doing the same thing as them, I feel like a conversation can be had.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just be careful not to make it a conversation of like asking permission, because I'm not asking your permission. I'm
Yeah.
simply letting you know, just in case you run across something and you're wondering, well, when did you start doing this? If it wasn't a friend, if it was someone that you were just associated with or someone that you just knew of that did the same thing, then I definitely would be like, well, we didn't have a conversation. We're not friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, a conversation can be had just so that they are not, I guess, surprised,
Yeah.
shocked by you starting it. But I think that speaks to a bigger issue when people feel like they cannot do something because someone else does it. But it's like, no one owns anything. No one owns hair selling. No one owns boutiques. No one owns beauty bars. No one owns anything. And it's room for everybody to really eat,
Yeah.
because maybe you might do your product a different kind of way than her. Somebody else might sell different kind of clothes at their store than you sell at yours. It's just all different, but I feel like a lot of people are just like, no, this is mine, and you might take my clientele and money out of my pockets, but we can all eat and even partner together.
Yeah, and that's something that I was thinking too, because I'm just like, there are thousands. When I say thousands, probably even millions of people that do the same exact thing. And it's so annoying at the fact that I have to even think that way, where it's just like, oh, I don't want her to think that way. But my thought processes off of past conversations where in that group there has been a lot of communication when it comes down to, oh, so and so is trying to do the same thing as me, they're trying to get the same vendor as me, they're trying to do this as me, and then another group is saying the same exact thing. So I'm just like, because of the people I'm communicating with, I already see your thought process, and I don't want you to ever look at me like I'm shady. Even if we're doing the same products, but not the same. Our platform isn't the same. The way we're going to sell it is not going to be the same. It's not to say I know all the details. I'm not coming up to you trying to figure out all your details and replicating what you've done. I'm just taking the conversations we had and changing up my perspective of what it is that I prefer to sell. And so I'm just like, I didn't think that I should have to make it a big deal. But like I said, with the group that I've been around, they make that a big deal. And I'm like,
They sound insecure. It sounds like a lot of insecurity.
calling insecure. I feel like it's just to a certain extent young-mindedness. Because I think it's just the way you move around it. Because like I said, some of them were shady with it, where like it was an issue prior where somebody chose the same thing as somebody else, but they were kind of moving very snake-like. They were trying to figure out certain vendors, certain brands, all that thing, like all those things, getting information and then lying to each person while they were getting the information so that people didn't know what they were doing. And then later on, we found out through the grapevine what they were doing. And it's like, you look very shady because we're all a group, we're all communicating, but because you want to do your own thing, you feel like people are going to copy you, do the same thing. You've put yourself in this corner where we're looking at you sideways, like you're copying somebody in this group, but at the same time, you don't want people knowing. I'm looking at you different. For me, that's
is it like, okay, because when I hear things like that, are these group of people like, do y'all call each other friends? Because when I hear that, I hear that we're in the same space, but I don't look at you as my homie.
And see, you know what? I need to get better with the word friend, because the person I'm specifically talking about, no, we're not friends at all. I am friends with two of the people in this thing, but I'm not friends with this particular person. I just want to show respect, because that particular person that did all this is the same person that I'm quote unquote using the same idea as them. So that's the reason why I'm just like, I at least want to have a conversation with you, not to say, like you said, I'm not asking for your permission because I'm going to do it regardless, but I just want to let you know in the forefront so you're not shocked when you see this Instagram page is up, or shocked when I'm saying, okay, hey classmates, this is what I'm doing type thing.
And no one can go around and saying, well, Sam didn't say anything, she's shady, this and the third.
Exactly.
And then people looking at you crazy. But it's like, even after you do mention it, if she does still want to get an attitude about it and still just want to be like, you're shady, you're copying off of me, then it's like, okay, well, that's where the conversation ends, because if that's how you're going to look at it, that's how you're going to look at it at the end of the day. And hopefully the other people in the group don't pick sides. Like, hopefully there is no, this person was right, this person was wrong. It has nothing to do with anyone besides you and her having that conversation. After that is done, I definitely wouldn't make it a big deal. Like, I wouldn't, say, hey girl, can we speak in private? Like, it's kind of just more so like, just so you know, I do want to do this or whatnot. I just want to let you know. And then, go about it however. But
I was going to send a little text.
Everyone is so, has like an individual mindset. Like, everyone is so like, this is mine, mine, mine. I feel like a lot of people don't really want to work together.
Oh, you already know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really want to work together because a lot of the times you're way more powerful as a team than as one person, because somebody else might know something that you do not know. So even if they are using the same vendor or using the same whatever as you can always learn from other people. But a lot of people don't feel like they can learn from others, or they feel like they can learn from someone in a higher position. But it's like, you never know what I could teach you.
That's true.
But everyone is so like, no, you can't have what I'm having. Like, this is mine. And it's just like, why do you have such a crab in a bucket mentality? Like, I'm trying to drag you down if I use something that you're using.
That's because people like being on a pedestal by themselves. Like, everybody wants to be like, hey, look at me, yay me, like, look at my bags, look at my trips, look at my money. They don't want to help out people. Just like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of this woman. Should I say that? I'm not gonna say the name. I just leave it where it's at. Basically, she's like a businesswoman, and she went out like during quarantine, because it looks like a lot of people, because of business being very different during quarantine, a lot of people are finding different forms of income. So her new form of income was selling vendor lists. Now, I respect the fact that you want to sell vendor lists, or you even want to put out information that could help other people start their businesses. But she was selling information that you can go on Google and find for over $100.
Mm-mm.
And so she was doing, at first she was doing a vendor list for like hair and lashes and all that stuff. Then she had another list for electronics. That was another $100. I'm sitting here, girl, all this junk that you sitting here talking about, people could find on, like, you're selling, they could find it on Google if they just chose to do the research. So in my mind, I don't, to a certain extent, I don't respect that, because I'm just like, I understand you're trying to find a new form of income, but you're literally finessing your own people in a way. Like, people are lazy. They're willing to pay that kind of money because they would rather you do the work and they would pay for it.
But
But it's
then
just
that's the question. Is it really her fault or is it the consumer's fault? Because like you said, you can
shoot.
research all of these things, but it's like if you're going to be lazy, people are going to take advantage of your laziness. So it's just kind of like, yeah, we would like to think that you wouldn't do that, but people do it all the time.
All the
Like
freak.
all the time. If that was the case, there would be no such thing as a restaurant. You're too lazy to cook right now. You don't want to cook, so where do you go out to eat to have it done for you? At the end of the day, with her, if you're the kind of person where you don't think that this is common knowledge, like her putting together a list and giving it to you, where the hell do you think she got it from? She did
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if she gonna look at that and say, look, I know a lot of people don't like to read, because even when I go on the shade room and look at somebody, the shade room posted a paragraph and folks are in the comments, I don't want to read all that. Somebody simplify for me. I said, honey, it's 7 sentences. Like, I don't know. Like but
Wait. Oh,
like,
that's sad.
it's
Yeah.
a few sentences, it's a few slides. But people
Yeah.
are like, I don't want to read all that. So with her, she realizes that people are really out here just not reading, don't want to sit on the computer and maybe take 30 minutes out of their day to find something. So I'm going to do it for you, but you're going to pay me for my time.
Yeah.
Now, if you choose to do the research and you're smart enough, or you are, I guess, have that work ethic to go and look it up yourself, then she's not talking to you.
Yeah.
She's marketing to the people that's like, nah, I don't want to do all that. She's talking to the people in the shade room that cannot read 8 sentences. That's who she's talking to. Not
And,
people like me and you who are going to read.
and you see, when you put it in that perspective, okay, I see it. I see the business mentality. I see the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, I don't know. I just feel as though with certain things, it could just be free. And
It's
it's
good,
like,
but sis got a car note.
well,
Sis
I'm more
got
than a
rent to
car
pay.
note.
And if I'm going to do it for you, you're going to pay me for my services. Because I did it for you. So, hey.
I guess I don't know. I feel as though, like, if I have knowledge with certain things, like what I've been doing, especially on my YouTube channel, when I learn things, I give it to people for free. Maybe that's me not being a businesswoman, because I would rather people, if you want to learn, here's the opportunity to learn. I like giving that to people. It just confuses me when I see people want to make money off of something that you can just easily teach. Like, you don't have to charge somebody $100 for a list. What you could have done was just giving one person, hey y'all, like right now it's quarantine. I see everybody struggling. I want to give y'all at least one little vendor. One little vendor. So if this would the type of business that you want to do, here goes the vendor, you can do that. I respect that more, because it's like, you have the knowledge. At the end of the day, you don't want to be eating by yourself. You're willing to
Yeah.
help out somebody else without them having to come out of pocket for with a crazy price. And the other thing that blew my mind was the pricing. The list was over $100 each list. And I'm just like,
That's a lot of money.
I'm like, dang, bruh. Like, we want to eat too.
But like I said, she is marketing to a certain group of people.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. And there are going to be people who are going to say, no,
And
absolutely
then,
not. But then
yeah,
there are
now,
people that are going to say, yeah, sure, I'll pay you that.
yeah, and now that I think about it, let's be more realistic. If it was free, I don't think people would take it as serious. Because when you see like a free seminar or something, you just look past it like, I don't care for that junk.
I don't know why that is, but yeah, people feel
Yeah,
more comfortable like,
when they
oh,
pay for it.
you must be a professional or you
Mm-hmm.
must be qualified to charge for it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just put a price point on it.
Yeah, legit. I
But this
think that's
person is
another thing.
saying the same thing that I'm saying in their seminar, but theirs for free. Mine isn't.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, like when especially like when you pay for something cheap, or if you see something cheap, like if you see a good meal, like and it's cheap as hell, you already think that it's gonna be trash.
Yeah, you're like, what kind of ingredients is this? You don't
Yeah.
even
And that thing probably bomb as hell, but it's just the price
probably
point for you.
bomb. But no, it probably do got some badass ingredients though. It probably do. Look at Taco Bell. Come on now.
Taco Bell
A
used to
dollar
be my
taco,
junk.
you know you finna be on the toilet. A dollar taco, I'm gonna pay 10. Like, you know that meat is nasty. You know something is up. If I pay $1 for this, if I pay $10, I might, you might think might be some better meat up in there. You gotta make a profit.
I love me some Taco Bell. That's like one of my favorite fast
Girl,
food.
we're not gonna talk about Taco Bell out here killing people. Okay.
Ooh,
Holy.
I probably might have to like stop eating there though.
No, seriously.
About it.
Self-care is the best care.
It's hard though when you've been living a certain lifestyle. Like Taco Bell was my spot.
No, Taco Bell is good. I was going through a time where I was having withdrawals from Taco Bell. I was like, bruh, I really want a quesadilla, but I had to cut cold turkey. I was like, that fiery local taco has to get out of my life. I rebuke that taco.
You have a specific taco you mess with. I ain't gonna lie, I like chalupas.
I do have a specific order that I would get, but I had to rebuke it in the name of Jesus, just like I had to rebuke McDonald's.
Still not there yet either.
We are so off topic right now, though.
Yeah. Anyway,
Taco Bell, McDonald's, no. But yeah, going back to the crabs in a bucket mentality. No, I feel like definitely have a conversation with her. Just to be like, hey girl, and not even call it a conversation, but just say heads up.
What
up?
Yeah, I'm just
just letting you know. And if, like I said, she gets upset, then hey, sorry.
She gonna get upset by herself. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I even talked to my friends, the actual ones that I consider friends. I talked to them about it. They were like, one of them was just like, what? And then the other one was just like, girl, like so many people are doing the same exact thing. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't. People are gonna go to who they want to go to.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, I just let her know.
Yeah. But on the same topic of friendship though, this one is a bit more, I guess you can say personal, a bit more touchy, but since us starting this podcast, whenever you do start something new, you kind of notice people or friends that are more supportive versus not as supportive.
Yeah.
So I know for us, we've noticed some things too since starting our little baby. And it does make you wonder, like, okay, I've been noticing some things. So I guess the question is, like, how do you feel about it? Like, how do you go about being friends with people or someone who might not support you the way they should support you? So we don't want to name any names, but y'all, you all have had that experience, whether it's starting a business or even just selling plates, like whatever you're doing, and you kind of notice those friends or that friend that's just like, yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Like, how do you react? Like, how do you feel about that?
For me, because like I stated earlier, I'm the type of person I always have my hands in stuff. So there was a point in time I was selling hair. There was a point in time I was selling other things online. And each time I would do these businesses, I had specific people that supported, and then I had specific people that knew about it and didn't care to help out whatsoever. And the first few times I was in my feelings, I felt the need to communicate with them and be like, why is it that you're not supporting? What's the problem? That was the first round. After that, I kind of ventured off to a point where I don't even want to market to the people I know, because I don't want to be disappointed when they don't support me in that way. So like, for example, with YouTube, I've been doing YouTube for years. Not saying that I do it consistently, but I've been doing it. And I have many friends that I'm cool with that know about it. These friends would promote everything under the sun, their other friends' things, other things that they have going on for themselves, other people's things, but my stuff, they would never promote it, and they've known about it for years. So what I did was I just canceled out posting anything pertaining to my YouTube on social media. I wouldn't even let these friends know that I was posting things, because you already know about it. You haven't supported. Why would I expect you to change up your dynamic now?
Yeah.
So for me trying to keep my group, but at the same time not be disappointed with them, I just kept it away. So now with this podcast, because I'm doing it with you, this is my first time in a while actually promoting things that I'm doing on my own platform where friends will see it. Mm-hmm. And like you stated, there are certain people that, one, they see it, they compliment me about it. I have people that I haven't spoken to in years, literally years, come out of nowhere talking about, I'm so proud of you and Kanithi. I'm so proud of you guys. Like, this is a beautiful thing. And then I have other friends who would text me saying, oh, hey, I do see what you're doing, but you've never even followed my Instagram page. You've never even did a shout out for me to say, hey, go follow this. But you're willing to text me and let me know that you see it, though. But to me now, it's like, I just see where you stand, and I don't expect anything more or less from you. So when this thing does get big, don't expect me to sit here and give you a free ticket to our live shows.
Yes, for the manifestation. Okay,
come on
you
now.
Those words, win.
Come on now. Do not expect that. If I have another business, whatever venture that I'm doing, don't expect free, a free service. When I become a doctor, don't expect to come to my office for free. You're going to have to pay, make an appointment like everybody else. I apologize. That's just
I remember you,
honey. But you're going to have to go online and do what everybody else has to do. There's no benefit because you weren't there. And another thing that pisses me off is the fact that not only do they not support, but they expect it to be free. Like, I remember when I used to sell hair, I remember friends used to come up to me saying, oh, well, can I get a free bundles? Can I get free bundles? Do you understand how much money goes into buying hair? Like, you buy hair yourself. Because I'm a vendor buying hair and selling it, you think it's a huge different price for me? That's my pocket. And you want to take my product. It's not like you're about to sit here and promote it for me. You're not about to sit here and tell people about what type of hair you have, and you just want it for free for yourself. Yeah. There's no benefit I get from that. But you have friends that are willing to benefit off of your own business and don't put no help.
And that's the problem. We have to stop doing that, because support also speaks to, stop asking your friends for discounts. Please. I literally just saw a meme. I posted a meme on my Instagram with Tracy Ellis Ross. Somebody had made it or whatever, and they were like, stop asking your friends for discounts. Support your friends and pay the full price.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, that is support. That is also support. You posting about it, you talking to other people about it, you paying the full price is support. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say, hey girl, can you get it to me for half off? It's like, no, support me fully. And a lot of people feel like because we cool, because, we kinfolk, that, you can give it to me for free. Like, I'm supporting a Black-owned business. I'm supporting my friend. But it's like, are you really, though?
No, you're not.
Because you just tried me.
You prefer to support Becky and pay $3 for a water than pay $1 to me. Because you would prefer to pay 50 cents.
You think it was just a 50 cent? No.
Pay the full
dollar. Plus tax.
And then you get upset because I'm not giving you the discount. You'd rather go to Karen and pay the $3 because you just mad that I didn't give it to you for free. That's dumb.
That's dumb, and that is not support. Do not think you're supporting your friends just because you're posting about it, but you expect them to give it to you for the low. It is that friend's choice. As a business owner, and it's my choice to say, hey, I'm going to give this to my friend for half off. Yeah. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to do that. But they're not entitled to do that. And you're not entitled to ask them and then get an attitude when they don't. Yeah. That's not being a supportive friend. And a lot of people do that. And I'm happy that I've never had to really experience that, because I don't own nothing besides my name. So nobody need a discount from me on nothing. But if I do open up something and start something, like, everybody has to pay full price unless I decide that so and so will get a little discount. And when I do decide that, that's my choice because I'm still a business owner. I can do that. Don't come to me, well, you gave it a half for this price. Are we cool like that?
Legit.
We ain't cool like that.
Like when the business started, what did you do for me? For us to
Yeah,
for
like this
me to
person
stand
was
and
with
help
me
you
in the
out?
gym.
Come
She
on now.
free throws,
And it's so
passing.
it blows my mind at the fact that I watch people, like I said, I've people who haven't spoken to me in years. I'm talking about to a point I didn't even consider them an acquaintance. I thought of them as a past memory. They support me more.
Dang,
More.
that's
Like I'm talking about I would go on Instagram and I would see them repost our post. No benefit to them. You don't even talk to me like that. But you repost our post. Wow.
but that just shows you. I feel like I think like for you, for example, with your YouTube channel, I think you should start promoting it because at the end of the day, the tongue tied. Yeah, I know you don't want to be disappointed, but it's better to know the real from the fake. Like you have to do things because you have to know where to place people in your life. And I listened to a great sermon about that by Pastor Darius Daniels. Okay, check him out. And he, I don't know him like that, but it was a great message. It was. I don't know him. This is not promo. Okay, he just really be speaking that realness. But he had a great sermon about knowing where to place people. That not everybody has to be like, oh, you're cut off or you're my best friend. It's not too extremes. Like you can have someone that's your best friend that you know this person does support me. Or you can have people who are just like, okay, this is just an associate, someone who I know where to put them. Just like you said, I know where to place you at. It's no beef. We're still cool, but don't expect to play at the cookout. Okay. I just know where to put you at. Or, there's people that are just, colleagues, whatever. Everybody has a place or they can be cut off. Like, yo, you're just cut off. But
there's levels to it.
You have to know where to place people at. And that's how you know how to place people at when you do promote things, when you do start doing things and certain people are showing up, some people are not showing up. Now, to play devil's advocate, some people might not have supported the YouTube because there was a time where you were like jumping from thing to thing.
That was another thing that
I felt like this YouTube channel might just be another one of Sam's, hand in the pot thing, but it's not really, she don't really care enough about it. So maybe also that could be it. Maybe they just didn't know if you were taking it serious because at one point in time, I didn't know what to support. I was like, it's just something that she's doing because she want to do it for a few weeks. That is she just trying it out? So sometimes when people do hop around and trying to find their purpose, you weren't doing it just to just be like, whatever, I just want money. You were doing it because, well, you wanted money, but you also thought you wanted to do those things too. You really were like, I think I like this a lot. And then a few weeks later or a week or two later, it's like, girl, I'm off that. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm glad I didn't invest a lot of time to do it then. Because you off that. So that could be it with the YouTube channel, but you have been doing it for years. So I feel like people should know by now that you are more serious about this than you were about like being a nurse or being in the military and things like that.
Don't put out all my daggone business, bro. What in the world is wrong with you?
We all have bounced around. Like when I was in school, I wanted to be a doctor. Then I changed my major to psychology. Then I changed it back to business. Then back to it just happens. So we all are like trying to figure it out.
No issue with that. I know I'm all over the place. It's the fact that you gonna tell them exactly what my thought process.
But people, look here, people need to relate to us because you know what? There's probably a girl out there right now.
Let's have an episode where we talk about that junk. Don't sit here and put out all my business.
Okay, Sam stuck to one thing.
Sam was all over the place, like everybody else. But we're gonna talk about what Sam was all over the place with in due time.
In that later
okay?
Episode.
Not with Canithia's big mouth so telling on my tea.
But now that the YouTube has been a consistent platform, okay, you've been consistent with this. I'm very proud of you. now people should know, okay, like it's consistent, you support it or not. But don't let your relationship or what people will and will not do stop you from really reaching your fullest potential with this channel.
Yeah, because that is one thing that
Yeah, don't let them stop you.
how can I say, that's one thing that I am really trying to work through is I think the hardest thing for people to do is get out their comfort zone. My comfort zone, I'm so open to random people. Like I'm talking about, I can easily put myself in a vicinity, especially like on social media, where I have no issues with random people commenting, liking, telling me, giving me criticism, whatever the case is. But when it comes down to people I do know, it's just I'm afraid to expose myself to them. I don't know why, but I just am. So
Because
it's like
they can hurt you more.
I think so. I think yeah, they
Yeah, they
can.
can hurt you more. It's more of an emotional connection. I don't know Joe Blow. I know
Yeah.
you. If somebody were to go on my fitness page, getting fit with K, and be like, oh, your big ass, I would be like, wow,
What up?
well, screw you, and I would probably like move on with it. But if a best friend was like, Kenita, your big ass need to sit down, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
That's
Like,
gonna hit you harder,
I
yeah.
want to fight. Like, what's up?
I
It's
never heard Kanithia say
emotional.
this before. She want to fight?
It's if somebody that like if they said something, they do something. It's like if a girl is talking to your man. If it's some random girl, you're hurt, but it's like you're a random. Whatever. I'm
Yeah,
mad at my man, but if it's one of your girls that's like talking to him, you finna cut an
yeah,
ass
you.
up. You know,
That's true.
you. It's because I'm connected to you. You
Yeah.
know me. You know my struggles. You've
I
been
think
there for me.
so. For me, that's one of the biggest things. That's why, like with YouTube, I have so many content videos where I'm really exposing myself in a lot of different ways, and I'm easily able to put that on YouTube. But for me to sit here and promote it on Instagram, shoo,
That's different. No, you're right. You're right.
real
But
different.
I think in due time, you have to, for yourself, get out of that comfort zone. And if people are going to support, then they are going to support. If they're not, then you know where to place those people. Because the last thing that you want to do is have people in your circle who don't support you and you don't even know that because you're not allowing yourself to expose the real from the fake. You have to because
Mm-hmm.
you're going to walk around with these people who don't really care to support you and you don't even know that. But
Yeah,
you're my best friend. You're coming to my important events.
yeah.
You're not even a real one like that. So
No,
definitely, girl, this is your page and get it out there. And that goes for anybody. Like, people gonna support you or they're not gonna support you, but you can't base your movement off of that because
yeah.
you are gonna have people that are gonna be like you said, folks who don't even you haven't even spoken to for years, um, supporting the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Those people might be like, yo, I never knew you had a YouTube channel. Like, I'm finna go subscribe, blase, blase. Like, I've done that with people that I haven't spoken to in years. I've subscribed to channels and supported websites or whatever just because I remember you and I'm going to support you.
Mm-hmm. I think I probably will. I think one other thing is that one, because I know I'm so all over the place, I don't want my social media to be all over the place too. Because like with the new business endeavor that I am really considering doing, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
praying on it. If I do that, that's another thing I'm going to be like promoting. Then I'm promoting YouTube. Then I'm promoting our podcast. It's like I feel like my page is gonna just have too much going on. You don't think?
No, no, I really don't because right now we're getting out of that old mindset of you can only do one thing or
Mm,
you can only have your hands in one pot. It's like I have a interest in many things. If God gave you that direction, if God gave you that push to say yes, you should do this, then who are we to tell God no, I don't think so, or tell ourselves, I don't want it to seem like I'm just all over the place. I need to stick to one thing or two things. It's just like who who told you that? And I remember earlier this year, I was at a women leadership conference in Tallahassee, and there were some very successful women in the community that were talking to us. And a lot of them, the one thing that I remember about them was they all spoke about the fact that they did many things in their careers.
Yeah.
Like none of them just did one thing and one thing only. It
Mm-hmm.
was one woman who had did PR work, and she got into business and community service. So she was doing so many things, and I was like, wow, she never just stuck to just stuck. What is the word I'm trying to find? She never just stayed with OPR,
Yeah.
or I'm only gonna do magazine. I'm only gonna do community service work. It was many different things. So I think with you, I feel like you should not feel like that if you genuinely love it. In the
Yeah.
past, maybe it was you just doing it because you didn't know. But now that you feel like, okay, I have more of a stable ground and I kind of know more, it's different now than it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. I think that's just a fear that I gotta kind of work through.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
yeah.
lot of fear, but yeah, but
Yeah, it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear of failing. It's a lot of fear of people seeing you fail. It's one
hmm
thing when you fail and you know you failed. It's
yeah,
another thing when you fail and you're like, all right, y'all, it ain't happening no more. Everyone's like, you heard what the like,
yeah,
but them people always gonna talk, good or bad.
100%
People
true.
always gonna talk, but a lot of the people that do the most talking are the biggest jealousy. They're the people that are the most envious. They wish they could do that, but
hmm
they can't.
That's something that I've learned the hard way because I'm the rebel child, the rebel person in life. So I get it completely. I think the thing is that people just don't understand how difficult it is to be the rebel.
Yeah,
Because we're trying our best to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation nonstop and not having any support. Like you do things behind closed doors because you're trying to make yourself happy and not trying to become the joke for everybody, because that's what we become, like especially like with the with my past decisions of what I've done, my career choices and whatever the case is. You become the joke for a lot of people regardless of how successful it may have been. The fact that it's not there anymore, joke. The fact that it's something different, joke. The fact that you're still searching, or whatever the case is, joke. So you watch people stay consistent and settle, and their consistency makes them feel so much better because they're not being a rebel and going about
mm-hmm.
making something different, making something happen, making themselves happy in a whole different environment because they're so content and settled. So being the rebel is, it became more of a position of me being a joke, I felt. But now I'm so much more comfortable because of how successful I've been being the rebel. It's just now trying to let the people that I know see me be successful being a rebel,
Yeah.
I guess.
And I mean, people that were rebels, a lot of the time, they become the most successful because you take
Very
that leap of faith. You never know what you can do unless you try.
true.
You never know your talent unless you try. I never knew I was okay with marketing until I did this podcast. I never knew I even cared enough to be like, let me see how I can make this bigger and better and get more people to access it. You never know certain things about yourself until you take that leap of faith and really do it.
Yeah.
And those people that are more comfortable just settling with where they are, I feel like they never reach their fullest potential because God is always calling us to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
God is always calling us to be better, to do better.
Yeah.
So we as people have to learn to put our faith into Him, and we have to learn to put our value into Him, because a lot of us value other people's opinions.
Yeah.
A lot of us, we value if people are going to talk about us when we do fail, or if we do fail at this. how's it going to look to my family that I'm doing another new thing? Are they going to get it, or are they going to talk mess about me even more at the family reunion? Like, I don't want to deal with that, but everyone gets talked about. Everyone has to face it, because your trials make you stronger.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's their purpose. They're supposed to make you stronger. Whatever you go through that's hard, that's made you cry, that's made you want to give up, that's good. It doesn't feel good in that moment, but then when you look back at it and you see where you came from, like now looking back at your mistakes, looking back at my past mistakes, in the moment we were pissed, we were upset, we probably felt helpless and hopeless. But now we can look back at that and we can say, man, like, look at where I am now. Look at what I learned from that situation.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
people that are stuck, I feel like they aren't looking at it through a lens of how can I learn from it.
Yeah.
It's more so like, I'm a failure, I did bad, I suck at it. But it's like, no, maybe that's not the case. Maybe take a step back and ask yourself, okay, I know I failed, but why did I fail?
Yeah.
If I want to try something else again, what did I learn from that past failure that's going to make this time a success?
Yeah.
That's how people have to start thinking. And it's hard to think like that, because failing sucks. Like, I just got my second rejection letter from a job that I applied to. I'm applying for jobs right now. I just got my second rejection letter, and it stung. I was like, dang, okay, well, how many more of these am I going to get? But I had to look at it, instead of me being like, they didn't want me, I had a horrible application, I'm not fit for the job. I had to look at it and say, well, maybe that job isn't for me.
Yeah.
Maybe the work environment isn't great.
Yeah.
Maybe they got some craziness going on up in the I want no parts of anyways. Like, I had to look at it as, okay, God, that means that these two said no, but I still got 9 other applications out there.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, it happens, but
Back to the topic, bro. We're all the way off.
you feel like, so I feel like we were talking about supporting ourselves too, but back to the topic, because our third topic is still with friends. This episode is really about friends or foes, for real.
Basically, yeah.
That's the title, friends or foes. But so the third topic is basically cutting off friends who remind you of the past.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, all of these topics came from personal experience. Like, that's
Yeah, all of them.
us.
Okay, let me see if I could kind of give an example. Okay, basically in a nutshell, I had a situation that happened, and because of the situation, there were a lot of people I could no longer associate myself with, for just to better my mental health, and also to change my surroundings and not allow me to dwell on the past. And so me cutting all these people off, anytime new things were to happen in their life, I would have my friends that aren't even associated with that group, update me on everything that's going on. Not to say specifically with everyone, but one in particular, anytime something happens in their life, someone would contact me and let me know. And I already communicated with them saying, hey, I'm moving on with my life. I'm not trying to, constantly be reminded of things of the past. Whatever they have going on, I'm glad that they're doing well. There's no hatred in my mindset. But at the same time, I do not want to constantly be reminded or being told of updates. So with that being said, this person contacted me and let me know of a new situation that this person's going through, either positive, regardless if it's positive or negative, they updated me. And I kind of feel some type of way, because I'm just like, what's your intent? If I already explained to you that, there's no hatred in my heart, but I just don't care to know about anything, and these people are not your friend either. Like, it's not like you're cool with them and you're around to see, you're not a part of their downfalls or their triumphs. You just see it on social media. Why do you feel the need to contact me and let me know of whatever's going on in their life. And so for me, I felt some type of way because I'm just like, what's your intent? Like, are you trying to see me react? Or are you just bored with life? Anything that you see, you really don't know what to communicate with me about. You just kind of let me know anything. It to me is just weird, and I didn't know how to feel. So I kind of distanced myself, and that person noticed. And I can tell they noticed exactly why I distanced myself. Not to say there's any issues between us, but it's just like, I'm just trying to understand what's the purpose of you doing that. Especially if it's already been a conversation where I don't need to know. There's not even a reason for you to even follow them because you're not even friends with them. You were cool with them because of me. So I'm just like, I don't want to be a childish person where I'm thinking people always have ill intent, but at the same time, is that the reason why a friend would constantly update you on your past life's, situations or updates or whatever the freak the case is?
For me, I feel like it could be a lot of reasons why. Like maybe they didn't want you to find out from somebody else, or you going online and seeing it, or maybe like you said, they did want to get a reaction. It could really be a lot of things, but I do think that when you see your friend moving on, you don't need to remind them of the past because that's just going to put them back into that headspace of when everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe sitting down and talking to that friend and just letting them know, like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but it makes me kind of feel some type of way when I hear about those things, and I moved on with my life. I appreciate it, but I really don't want to keep hearing about that. So I think you should talk to that friend and just let them know, like, look, this is what it is. If they continue to say, "Oh, let me tell you about so and so," then it's like, okay, you don't respect me. But have you?
My
I mean,
thing
have
is,
you spoken to them?
yeah, we already.
I'm doing the podcast. We can edit this out.
Okay, Daddy. Okay, I will. I love you too. Sorry.
It's okay.
No sound like it's okay.
I mean, it's not okay, but we can edit it out.
I'll make it quick. I just gotta hang up my stuff.
One day we'll be able to have our own office and our own houses.
Well, since you're editing, hey Sam. Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm home now. I'm out of you ladies here. Get my shoes, go to my bed. I'm tired.
All right, Mom. Love you.
Love you too.
I forgot what I asked you. Have you tried talking to that friend, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I ask that again.
nah, no. I think we should cancel that all the way out because I even answered that when I already answered that when I gave the whole example. So it basically when you asked that, it's like you weren't listening. Yeah.
I saw my mama coming. That's why.
Yeah.
Wait. So what should we do then? You said
Just be like, because we about to cancel out that whole last section. Yeah, this whole section that we just did is gonna go. It's gonna go.
the whole topic.
I don't know. I feel like we've been doing this for a long time. How long this episode
Okay.
about to be?
Okay. So you think we just cancel out this third topic?
Yeah, let's cancel out the third topic and yeah, we'll cancel out the third. We can keep the next topic for another conversation.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. The first two did have a good conversation.
Yeah, okay. And they were long. Like we were speaking for a long time. But this episode we can do advice.
Yes. Do you have a question?
Nigga, didn't you have two friends that had there was more questions?
I did.
We only did two of them.
Okay, so I know Paige had one. Um, she had one, but I'm not too keen on hers. Wait, who? I think Quana asked me some questions. Okay, Quana had a good one. She said, "What advice would you give to your younger self to prepare for their adulting? Prepare for
Okay,
adulting."
let's do that.
Okay.
Damn, we should have paused the recording this whole time. Now we really got to delete this junk.
Oh, okay. At least it's like one big chunk.
Okay, yeah, true, true, true. Um, you want to start it off?
So as our second topic, it was done. So I can start off with saying, "All right, you guys, come to the end of our episode. I'm at the end of the end of this episode, but we do have a question for our advice segment." Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right, you guys. So we're ending off this episode, but for our advice segment, we did have a question from a young listener who asked us, "What advice would you give your younger self to prepare for your adulting stages?" Hmm.
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Ali. My younger self, I would say stay true to you. Stop conforming and being insecure because the things that you want in life are what's going to make you happy. Let's not care about what your parents think, what friends think. Just really make moves on your own accord, because if I would have chosen to do what I wanted by the time, like even high school, I wouldn't be Samantha that I am today, if I'm being honest. Or I would have been the Samantha I am today in high school, where it's like businesses that I chose to involve myself with, schools that I chose to be involved with, certain education that I chose before. It would have happened well in advance, where I could be in such a better place at 25. But at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. But if I were to look back, I would tell myself, just not be scared, not be terrified, not feel insecure, not feel like your wants are not worth it. Like your thought process, even if you're young and you feel uneducated with a lot of things, what you want is truly worth it, and it's very capable.
Yeah, that's good advice. I would say to give yourself room to fail and to learn from it and to
Mm-hmm.
grow from it. Um, I know right now people are coming up in the social media age where it's a lot more important than it was when maybe I was in high school. Like Facebook was a thing, but Instagram was just kind of getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I would say is to really give yourself that room to not be great at everything.
Yeah.
Don't feel like everything is for you that you try because you might try something and it might fail. So don't feel like you have to give up. Don't feel like you're not progressing because that is progress. Progress is failure.
True.
It encompasses failure and it encompasses lessons and the successful moments. So definitely give yourself room to grow. And also, as hard as it is, this is very hard because I still suffer with it in my adult years. But I will say that do not compare, like, as hard as it may be, know that God made you the way that you are for a reason. And I don't think that He wanted you to be like anyone else, or else He would have never have made you. If He already had that person already figured out, He would not need you to be here.
True.
So you have your own purpose. You have your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own body, your own everything. Just do not look at what another person has and feel like I need to get that because that's not your calling. And trust me, if you go chasing after what other people have, you will mess up on your calling and you'll be 25 years old trying to figure out things that you could have figured out at 22.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So, yeah,
That's facts right there, boy. That is facts.
I
But
hope he helps you. All right, so I go in for the prayer today since Sam did it last time. So let's all bow our heads, close our eyes, and let's get to it. Lord, thank you for providing us with another episode, Lord. And thank you for providing us with such amazing topics and amazing people in our lives. Lord, I pray that those who are meant for us may stay, and I pray that those who are not meant for us may leave. We know that people are here for reasons and for seasons, God. And we pray that we may know people that are here for a lifetime, God, and those that do not have our best interests or who do not want to support us, God. I pray that those people may be slowly but surely weaned out, God. And I just want to pray for everyone that is going into adulthood and everyone that is experiencing so many things right now, so many trials and tribulations, God. I just pray that you may come into us all and give us courage, give us strength to continue to prosper, Lord. Watch over our friendship, watch over all of our relationships, God. We thank you for another day. Thank you for us making it to a whole another month. And we give you all the praise and all the glory. In God's name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, that's a wrap.
First of all, Kanitha, you done missed the whole part. Anyways, y'all, listen. This is the ending. You guys can find us on Instagram at a brunch session. You can find us on Twitter at a brunch session podcast. We're on iHeartRadio now. That's a new
Yes. After
thing.
14 days.
14 days. Bruh, that took forever. And we're also on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So if you look on our Instagram, we have our link tree. So it links all of our outlets on there. And you can also follow us on our personal Instagram. Mine is by Sam DC.
And mine is at Kenethia, KENNETHIA, 2 underscores.
All right, y'all. Now, peace.
Peace.